I am Steve from Middle Kingdom Fitness. It is Sunday morning. Uh, After 8 o'clock, I lost track of time. You like that? That's me when I used to be fatter, much fatter. I'll show you the other side too. Still fatter. So I'm going to do a YouTube live, obviously. And I don't have a set agenda today, but a lot of the little things been going on, good, bad, and different. Um, Rolling with the punches, you know. Ooh, uppercut. Gotcha. On coffee number 3 today. Um, let's start with my condition. Uh, Late last week, or very early this week, I lost track of time. I developed a boil on my inner thigh. Never had one before. I'm almost 57 years old. Never had one. Um, it went down in a couple days, but all of a sudden I have like 5 or 6 boils on each inner thigh, on the butt, and even in the cheek. Oh, um, quite frankly, my wife is very slow to respond to any kind of physical complaint that I make, whether it's injury or illness, and always opts to give things a few days, which I think just made the situation worse. Before finally getting me antibiotics from the local pharmacy. It's definitely improving, but very difficult to sit or lie down in any kind of meaningful way. And for long term, I have to keep shifting. Makes sleep hard, makes lifting hard, even makes going to the store very hard. Um, so I kind of adapted my workouts, and I did standing only routines for 2 days. I'm going to do a third one today. Yes, I'm counting the days. But I've been also going for walks in the morning instead of doing the cardio. So I've been going for 45-minute, 60-minute walks um, just to make sure I get my 10,000 steps in each day. And it's close. Big difference between walking and cardio. Um, Get a little shin splint, had a blister issue. But at the same time, there is one cool aspect of the walk is that along the way I pass a pull-ups bar. And I'm going to be honest with you, the first day I could only do 2, and then I added, and now I'm up to 6. I could probably pull out 1 or 2 more bad ones, but let's just stick with good form. Um, so I did try and go on the bike today because I am feeling better, but it wasn't painful, but it was not comfortable, and I couldn't find a good position. So I only did about 5 minutes before I said, you know what, you better go for a walk again. Um, Town here is very small. I've gone in just about every direction. Um, I walk out 30 minutes as far as I can, and then walk back. Um, and I usually get back in time. If I go a couple minutes over, it's no big deal. But I've seen all that I can see within the distance that I can walk. And also, there's not a lot of sidewalks around here, so it makes it difficult a lot of times. Sometimes you have to walk. I'm from New York. Sometimes you have to walk on rocky paths, so it's not comfortable. Sometimes when I go to the river, I'm walking in the sand at times. So there's different things you got to do. Different things you got to do. Uh, so I stepped on the scale today. I've been stepping on the scale more or less, but my scale stutters. And what I mean by that is it says the same weight sometimes 2 or 3 days in a row, and I know it's not the case. I know I'm not exactly the same. My weight fluctuates and either up or down just a little bit. I get it. I mean, I'm not looking for any kind of me. But when it's stuck, after about 3 days, I usually, sometimes I don't make any changes because I know that I'm heavier and I don't want to see it. Um, but after 3 days, regardless, I do change I have to switch the batteries around, and when I do that, I get the true weight. Sometimes it's lower, sometimes it's heavier. But today, with no cardio and lighter workouts and stuttering, I went up from 89, wow, 83.3 to 83.9. And now it's time to rein it in. Come on back. That's too much. If I can stay within a half kilogram of my target weight, that's good. So anything up to 83.5 is what I consider acceptable. I did increase, for the most part, healthy food. Yeah, I've had an occasional snack or two, but nothing out of hand. But I have increased the amount of egg whites and whole eggs that I'm eating every day. I have increased the amount of chicken breast that I'm eating. I've started adding rice back in, so all of the oatmeal. So I'm just gonna, like I said, rein it in, get it back under control. Instead of the 4 egg whites, or yes, 4 egg whites that I was having, I had 3 today. I didn't have the accompanying oatmeal bowl. Also, we keep fresh peanuts in the house, well, moderately fresh. And I'll walk by and grab a handful. I can't do that today. I need to just be tough, eat every 3 hours. I don't know if it's a blessing or just the opposite, because I don't know what's the opposite of a blessing. But today I don't work at the store. It's my one day off. I work 6 days a week at our store, by choice. So I am removed from the snacks and the boredom. But then again, being home with nothing to do for the most part of the day, sorry, you don't need to see that nose any closer than necessary. Gets a little tedious around here, so I think I'm better off here snacking wise or eating healthier. We'll see. So I did, like I said, 5 minutes on the bike before I said I can't do it anymore. And then I did a 45-minute walk. Hello, my friend. Thank you for watching. Nice to meet you, Kiefer. I may go for another walk later or even brave the bike again. I don't know. So let's get to the workouts, what I've done during the standing only. First day I did chest exercises. I started with a resistance band bench press. All the weights were lighter, but I did increased reps, and I also really focused on my technique and form. And then I did kneeling incline presses, bottom anchor, into a cable fly, into a low cable fly. So I did 4 different exercises, 4 sets each, 20 reps for each. Normally I would do triceps next, but with the extended reps, I decided to pass on that. So the next day, which would have been Saturday, yesterday, yeah, I would normally do back and biceps, but since I didn't do triceps the night before, I said, well, let's go back to the way you used to train, Steve, when you did one body part a day. And on Saturdays, typically, by the way, coincidentally, was arm day. So I said, let's do, instead of back and biceps, let's do triceps and biceps. So I did that workout instead. A lot of what I already do was standing, so I didn't have to tweak too much. For triceps, I started with the rope pushdowns. I like to stand closer to the weight. I feel like it's working the triceps better and less shoulders. So I did 3 sets of those. And then I did a French press. Now I normally sit, so I did these standing. A lighter weight. Hello. Wow. I'm getting a couple of viewers here. Well, nice to have you. Thank you. I appreciate anyone watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. Please click like. Feel free to make a comment. And then for the third exercise, I did a variation. I usually do a resistance band bent over. Thank you. bent over kickback. Rather than a dumbbell, I do the bands because the dumbbell is less effective because gravity plays more of a result, plays more of a part. I don't even know what word I was looking for there, than actual resistance. So by doing the resistance bands instead of the dumbbells, you have more control over the weight. Gravity plays less of a role, and you can really focus on the technique. But this time, like I said, I normally do it bent over. I tried a variation of it, which I used to do, and I used to love the exercise, not even realize it was a kickback variation, but doing it standing up. So that was pretty cool. And then I moved into my bicep workout, which was I did wide grip curls. I experimented on elbow placement because I had seen some videos suggesting that different elbow placement will affect the muscles differently. The long and short of it is I'm going to go back to the way I was doing it. That's where I feel it the most. So, and that's the important thing. Where do you feel it the most? That's the right way to do it. Not whatever this influencer says or what I say or anyone. Just do where you feel the muscle the most. Be honest with yourself. We're not doing what's the easiest. We're doing it which movement or which angle or which position engages the muscle the most. How do you feel it the most? What gives you the most pump? So that was my first exercise. For the second exercise, I did one of my favorite resistance band exercises, the incline. Now, when I do it with dumbbells, I sit on my bench and I lean back and I curl the weights upward. But between my bench has very narrow support, so it's difficult to do it without banging the weights. And also, my dumbbell handles have like extra handle on either side of it, so that it catches on my clothing and it catches on the equipment. So it's just an annoying exercise. So I went back to the resistance band version, which I don't know why I stopped. I love that exercise. So that will be a regular part of my routine again. And I'm going to focus less on weight this time around and more on the technique, getting a further distance away so my arms are really behind me and really have to work to get back up here. So that will increase the range of motion, increase the resistance, and then a little trick is just to lean forward ever so slightly, and you'll increase everything even more. After that, normally I would do hammer curls with the dumbbells. I always have to clarify that, and I don't know why. You can't do hammer curls with barbells. It has to be dumbbells. Although you can do it with cables and bands, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? So I switched up to doing reverse curls. A lot of people think reverse curls, oh, by the way, this is all saved on my YouTube channel. A lot of people think reverse curls is for wrists, and it's not. It's for forearms, and more importantly, the brachia, which the hammer curl also. When I do the dumbbell hammer curls, again, my dumbbell set is just awkward. I need to upgrade. But I have so many other pieces of equipment I need to buy before. I need to buy more weight plates. I need to get a better bench. Then I can worry about a dumbbell set. So I did the easy bar curl, reverse curls. So that was a good day. Today I'm going to do shoulders and legs. I'm excited because another one of my favorite exercises is the lateral raise. And I'm going to experiment on a variation to do it with one arm, with the bands, anchored at the bottom. But when you do that, when you thread the bands into the anchor, then you get two equal halves. And that really limits the range of motion. So what I'm going to do is anchor it only on one end by using a carbiner, hopefully. That's my plan. I'll try it later, and I'm going to make a video of it. And this way I have the full length of the band where I can really go up. So first of all, I have to find the right size carbiner. I have a lot, so I'm not concerned about that. Make sure that I can hook it up to the anchor, which I think I can. And then I just have to experiment with all my different brands of resistance bands to see which is a good length. But it definitely can be done. I'm excited about it. So I'll do shoulders and legs. I don't want to play with the, although that might not be a bad idea. No, I'm gonna skip doing, I normally, well, I could do the, okay, scratch that. I'll do standing face pulls. Normally I do lying with, I'm gonna pull down attachment, but I could do it with the bands too. I was thinking of doing, reverse flies, but I just don't like that movement. I can't seem to get it. And when I do get it, it makes me nauseous, so we'll stay away from that. And then I will do shrugs, and also, first of all, I'm going to be doing an overhead press, a military press, but again, without sitting, so that means I have to use my loop bands. If I use my standard tube style bands that I prefer, standing up is just too much stretch on them, and they will and have many times have snapped on me. So you got to know the limitations of the equipment, by the way. So if I do the loop style, I can stand on it and it'll be fine. "45 reps, wow, that's a lot." Oh, I just lost the comment. I'll look over it. Talk to you a little bit later. I'll read it again. I'll message you or reply. I don't know if you know anything about me. I am a certified fitness trainer, nutritionist / all of that stuff. So, yeah, cardio is good for abs because it burns fat. That's true. Because a lot of people, oh, I do crunches. Well, crunches strengthen. They don't burn fat. So it's great to do crunches, but don't think that you're going to lose fat that way. That's very important. So anyway, if you want me to help you with your workout, I'll more than happily answer any kind of basic questions for you. But if you want to take it to the next level, you can. I offer different options. You can hire me as a personal trainer online. I have several clients. I work for other online platforms as well. I'll be talking about those later. But if you just want an exercise routine design or a diet design, I can do all of that. Obviously, it's less expensive to have me do a one-time exercise plan or diet plan for you as opposed to training 3 times a week. But there are different options available, and I'd love to help. Again, if it's just basic information, I don't mind sharing that for free. But anything that's personalized, that's when it becomes a business transaction, so to speak. I don't know the right words. But yeah, I've been doing this a long time. I've been lifting for probably 35 years now. Oh, my teeth look kind of yellow in this light. They're not as bad as they look, but I am on my 3rd cup of coffee. It's very early, so I will do a little whitening. So then I will probably do a leg workout connected to the shoulder workout. May or may not, depending on how much walking I end up doing today. All right, so I've talked about all of that. Let's talk about some of the exciting things going on. This is what I was talking about before, kind of a transition here. I am very excited about working with the good people at the Beat Studio. And the Beat Studio is an online training platform in which you can join live groups to train. But we also have smaller group options. Let's say if you have some friends or family that would like to enroll, they can get their own private group session, or you can even get your own one-on-one session through the platform, although I also offer that freelance. And I probably recommend the freelance as the way to go because it's more open-ended. When I'm working for the Beat Studio based on the software, every lesson has to be timed, every session. But if we're doing it freelance, there is no time limit. The session's over when it's over. And I don't care how long it takes. I don't care if it takes you 2 hours. I've done a 2.5-hour session with a guy for the same price as somebody as a 30-minute session. A session's a session as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, the Beat Studio. Exciting. My first class will be February 5th. The enrollment period is open. You can find us all over social media. thebeatstudio.net. We have apps available in the Google Store and the Apple Store. Um, Facebook, Instagram. We can I can put you in touch with the boss. You will get a guaranteed answer within 8 hours, usually much quicker. But you always have to, I learned this from one of my old business partners, under promise, over deliver. And I do that I'm going off topic here, but I sell supplements in China. And people say, how long will it take? And I say 3 to 5 days. But in reality, it almost always is a 2-day delivery. I'd rather be wrong in the right direction than wrong in the wrong direction, if that makes sense. Oh, I'm conscious about my teeth now. Sorry about that. So the Beat Studio is cutting edge. We have a specific target audience, although anybody can train with us, of course, but we're targeting people who are full-time workers, more often than not 9-to-5 jobs, but that doesn't have to be. And Bryneth, my granddaughter just drove by. People on the go, so they are quicker workouts, helping people to reconnect with their fitness, and it's done in 8-week programs. Twice a week. There is a weekly, they call it like a catch-up session. I like to call it like a coffee club, but it's not, we don't drink coffee, but just, we sit and chat for 30 minutes a week. As a team, as a group. I'm Team Steve, or Team Coach Steve. I think it's just Team Steve. I didn't make up the name. And as a group, we discuss things that went well, things we would like to try, ideas, results. So it's pretty well involved. And I've worked with other online platforms like this, 3 others, and this one has more going for it already, and it hasn't even launched, than all the other 3 combined. So they've really promotional videos, challenges for the clients or team members. Clients is such a business word. So there's a lot going on there. There's so much going on at the Beat Studio. So definitely check it out. And there are 5 partner trainers right now. So you can pick one of us. I hope you pick me, but yeah. And a lot of it is just, matching up your goals with what the trainer offers, and its personality too. I mean, sometimes you just connect better with another person, and that's fine. Whatever works best for you. So again, my first class is February 5th. And I'm doing full body workouts on a beginner level. We're going to do body weight exercises for the first half of the program, and then we're going to move on to light dumbbell exercises from there. And I'm very excited about it. Like I said, it's cutting edge. I mean, there's countdown clocks. You can attach your heart monitor to it, your smartwatch. So it's really cool. And it's great people, and everyone's passionate about it. And I'm very excited. Now, keeping that in mind, not in line, in line, I also work for another online platform, which goes by the name of 99C.fit. And they have a monthly membership fee of $1.99 US. And then with that membership, you can watch videos, full-length workouts for 99 cents each. And there are over 1,000 workouts available on the site. I personally have probably put 150 workouts in. The counter stops at 100 on my end, so I'm sure it's well over 100. So I won't swear by 150, but it's probably pretty close. And just a variety of workouts that I offer. Dumbbells, resistance bands, free weights, household objects, 2 muscle groups, 1 muscle group, isometric. So how to train with injuries, everything. Exotic locations, I do it all. So there's definitely a workout for you, whichever way you want to go about it. So, Steve, is there a conflict of interest when you work for two online platforms at the same time? And I'm proud to say no, absolutely not. The Beat Studio is live and structured classes within a structured time period. 99C.fit is recorded, unlimited time, and very varying curriculum, so to speak, workout routines. So, no, I'm 100% confident when I say there's no conflict of interest. And I have the blessings of both platforms to be working with other platforms, so that's very important to me. I'm a very loyal person, sometimes to a fault. I'm loyal to a fault and I'm honest to a fault, and I end up getting myself in trouble sometimes because of both of them. So very excited about that. Obviously, you're watching me on the YouTube channel. I sound like one of those old men. Is that the internet or the web? The YouTube? Is that the Facebook? But I just was bumpering for words there. I've kind of my subscription rates go up, not rates, but numbers go up and down. Well, not up and down, but they go up and then they freeze for a while and then they go up again. So I'm up to 1553 subscribers, which is great. I mean, just a couple weeks ago I was at 1539 or so. So that's nice. I'll take it. I hope it continues to progressively grow. I hope that people subscribe, they like, they comment, they share it with friends, they recommend it. I upload multiple videos every day. I haven't quite hit monetization just yet, but I'm on my way. A lot of things are already in place that need to be there, but I still need a few more aspects of the monetization. I'm not delusional. Please don't think that I'm living in a fantasy world. I'm never going to be at the level that these influencers are at with 1 million subscribers. But if I can just grow gradually, that's great. And that's all I'm looking for. I'm not trying to be famous. I am trying to get my name out there. I'm not going to lie to you. But basically, I just want to be respected for what I do. I want people to enjoy what I have to offer and realize that I have a passion for this and that I know what I'm talking about. And I may not be as flamboyant as others. I may not go viral like others, but I would like people to be able to say to their friends, yeah, that guy Steve, he knows what he's talking about. Yeah, I like his workouts. Yeah, they help me. That's what I want recognition. I want to be acknowledged. I don't need to be rich, if that makes any sense. So I also have 3 books published. I'm working on my 4th book now, although I haven't worked on it in a couple days. But my 3 books are all available on Kindle, Amazon.com. My first book is about my life as a professional wrestler. My second book is all about fitness from my point of view and how it can benefit you. So it's kind of like a biography and a training manual all wrapped into one. My third book is about my life in China for 5 years. This book is the one I'm working on right now is about all of the part-time jobs and seasonal work I've had. I know that doesn't sound like an exciting thing by the way I describe it, but I've had a lot of unique jobs. And I was a taxi dispatcher as a teenager. I've worked in liquor stores, multiple, for 25 years. I worked at a music venue where like B-level celebrities were there, and I have great stories. I've had jobs that have been very rewarding. I was a special needs assistant teacher for a summer program before I ever got any teaching job. And wow, I mean, I've worked with, I was what I call a mercenary substitute teacher, substitute for hire. Before I got my first teaching position, I just signed up with every district within an hour radius of me, and Never knew where I was going to work the next morning. You know, whoever called me first got me first. And sometimes by following that policy, I lost out on higher paying positions because they didn't call right away, but I just couldn't take that chance. And I actually, in a sense, I trained these districts, the coordinators, that they know that I go whoever asks me first, so they have to ask me earlier. So all of a sudden I started getting calls the night before instead of at 5 in the morning. And then as that became more widespread, 2 or 3 days in advance. Oh, this one's going on maternity leave. You know, I'm getting appointments 2 weeks in advance. So, yeah, I train people in many ways. And when I lived in China, I went to different gyms, and they were all the same. Nobody puts their weights away. And my foreigner friends going, well, you just have to deal with it. It's cultural. And I said, see, that's the difference between you and me. If I don't like something and I feel it could be better for everyone, I'm going to try and change it one way or another. And when it came to putting the weights back, it was a safety hazard. It was annoying to try and find matching dumbbells when they're all over the floor, or tripping over plates. So I decided I'm going to change it, and I did. And I led by example, which is my same philosophy when it comes to my diet and my own training. You know, all of my clients know that I'm in the same position they are. I'm trying to improve just as they are. And hopefully they can see my results and use it on them. So anyway, you know, I made it a point to put away all the weights. And as I did it, I drew attention to myself so everyone saw me, whether I was singing or talking or even complaining. When I put a plate away that wasn't mine, everyone knew it. And then some people who were more serious, I went up to them. I didn't get in their face. I wasn't confrontational, but I said, look, you have to put the weights away. You know, yeah, there's a staff there, but they shouldn't have to clean up after you. And all of a sudden, people were following me, and people were doing it. It was like the Pied Piper. Especially in the first gym, it was like all older men who were just following me around and putting away other people's plates too. And it became commonplace. And I did that in multiple gyms. Lead by example. I forgot what drew me to this topic, but by the way, one of the reasons I'm making this videotape is to stall, so I don't snack. I can't eat again till 11. So this is definitely killing some time. It's going to take forever for this to upload, by the way, so I hope you'll appreciate the sacrifice. Oh, my jobs? I was talking about the books, but I don't know why I was talking about leading by example. Anyway, so the books are all available. Itchy. I'm not picking them. There's like bugs and cobwebs in the air. So all kinds of great things going on. Other news coming, good news that I'm not privy to announce just yet, but good news that I'm very, very excited about and can't wait to announce. But I just want to, I've come to adopt a philosophy of, because I've been disappointed a lot, believe it when you see it. So until something is official 100%, if I see it in writing or online, if it's announced publicly, then I announce it, because I don't want to mislead anyone, and I don't want to be disappointed. You know, I don't want to get my hopes up, and then somebody comes back and says to me, well, I mean, I never really promised you. Well, no, you didn't say the word promise, but by your words and actions, you did suggest that it was promised. But that's not the person I'm dealing with now. They've been more than honest with me all the time. A man of integrity. I'm just giving examples of why I kind of protect myself these days. I've been talking a lot about resistance bands, and that's because I love resistance bands. Even though I'm doing more of a free weight based routine now, I still have a place in my heart for resistance bands, and I still incorporate them into my workout. But there was a time when, it started during the pandemic, actually before it, when I lived in my first city in China and there was no gym. and I learned about resistance bands, but I only learned basic rudimentary stuff. And then when the pandemic hit, I really picked up my study. I joined several different groups and programs and online courses. Um, but the biggest thing was my own creativity. And I've really become an expert on resistance bands. Even when I moved here to, well, first Cambodia, um, I didn't belong to a gym when I was in Cambodia. I used resistance bands. Um, there was a small gym in the apartment that I lived in, but I didn't live there right away. My first month and a half or so, I lived in a hotel. It wasn't. It was more of a motel, really, and there was definitely no gym there. So that was all resistance bands in my room, and I still thank the people for allowing me to use the bands in the room because I definitely like chipped paint and scratched up doors and stuff like that, and they didn't care. They even let me bring in a an electric stove. So you know, there was definitely a lot of grease splattering on the walls and all, and they didn't care. Paint peeling. They're just nice people. Um, and when we go back to visit there, I'm going to stay at that place just because it's inexpensive and it's in the part of the city where I want it to be. And then I moved to another section of the city because I took a part-time job on. And like I said, they had their own little weight station, but it was just not enough. So I did, plus it was hot. So it was better for me to do resistance bands in the apartment right in front of the air conditioner. So anyway, I've learned a lot, and I decided that I have so much knowledge on it that I wanted to share it. So I created my own online course for resistance bands, and that's available on the Udemy platform. And now I put a lot of work into it. I put a lot of time. I had to learn new computer tricks, new for me. I'm fairly good with the computer, but I really had to step up with my editing and learning how to compress the video and things that it needed to be specific resolutions and sizes and this and that, things that I consider more advanced. And you know, I put a lot of time and effort into it. And then I submit the course to Udemy, but from there, based on my agreement, they determine the price. And they're charging $44.99 for it. And quite frankly, I think that's really high. I have the option to choose discount codes within their structure. So I don't have total freedom to do it, but there is a continuous one. I can do this once a month for 31 days where it's, I can reduce it. And again, they give me a price schedule and I pick the lowest one, $12.99. So from $44.99 to $12.99 is a pretty decent discount. And if you're interested in it, just message me and I'll be happy to give you the code. You know, I do want to sell as many as possible, I'll be honest with you, but I don't need to sell it at that price. That's a little extravagant. I'm going to make another Udemy course, but I just want to see right now if it's worth my time. Because, again, to be honest, I'm selling some courses, but not at the numbers I expected. So I don't know if I want to go into that much effort again. It took a lot of time, energy, passion for the same numbers. I have a concept, I have a syllabus written down, I have everything that I want to do, and it's because I switched from bands to my home gym workout last summer. You know, a lot of us have small little home gyms, and it's hard to recreate a public gym environment in a lot of different aspects. So, you know, we have limited funding, we have limited space, all kinds of things that come into play that wouldn't come into play in a public gym. So I decided that would be a great Udemy video as well, how to make the best out of your home gym. And I have every angle of it covered. It's just a matter of if I want to make it. I honestly think that I will make it, and then maybe I'll explore other platforms where it can be released, where I might make a few more sales. We'll see. So anyway, gotta brush my teeth. Can't stand this anymore. So I'm gonna cut this short at 40 minutes and 11 seconds. I don't know if you consider that short. Again, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Please tell your friends. If you're interested in online training, please get in touch with me, whether it's freelance or through the Beat Studio or through 99c.fit. And just have a great weekend. Be good to yourself. And I'm out of here.